Good morning, Unity on the Bay. Good morning, Faye. Are you guys out of practice? I only missed 1 week. How are you guys doing? My name is Faith Tatiana Albernas, and it's truly an honor and a privilege to be with you guys this morning. I love Sunday service, don't you? And today I get to assist the one, the only Reverend Juan on the platform today. So I've got a couple of announcements to let you know about before service starts. Let's start off with Abundant Experiment. Check this out. So many of you in our community have told us that you love Unity on the Bay because it's a safe spiritual community where you can test out spiritual principles and discuss them with others. Well, if this sounds like you, then we have a program coming up called the Abundance Experiment. Through this 3-month program, you're committing to putting the spiritual law of giving and receiving to the test, and our ministers are committing to support you with weekly prayer calls, monthly prayer Zooms, and weekly supportive and inspirational emails that contain valuable resources. Over the years, we've heard amazing success stories for those who participated. So, if you're interested, head on over to unityonthebay.org and sign up. It is free. Next, connection sessions. Here at Unity on the Bay, we care about what you have to say about our future. The Board of Trustees and Building Our Future Committee would like to invite you to participate in a new series of conversations online we are calling the Connection Sessions. Will you please join us online on October 17th, 2020 at 10 a.m. Eastern to dive deeper into this discussion. Head over to our website for more information and to register so we know how many people to expect. Please attend so that your voice and opinion is heard. unityonthebay.org. So we've got an awesome service for you today, and without any further ado, here's Reverend Juan.
Thank you, Faye, and thank you for that lone woo I heard from the audience we have here in our studio, I would call it. It is great to be with you. My name is Juan. I'm the associate minister of this wonderful spiritual community, Unity on the Bay, a positive path for spiritual living. You know, we are on our 3rd week of our SpiritGroups program based on Gabby Bernstein's The Universe Has Your Back, and I am loving the energy, not only of the book, but what I'm hearing from the different spirit groups. If you're a part of them, thanks for bringing your energy to it. And if you're not, no worries. You can still receive inspiration from our services, our meditations. It's just really wonderful to come together this Sunday. While we're gathering here, just know that our Youth of Unity is also gathering in our Kids Zone. So more information, you can just click the link below. And speaking of the link below, in the comments section, be a part of the service. Make comments, scream out hallelujah, sing along to the music. We really want to feel you being a part of this experience. And if this is your first or second time joining us at Unity on the Bay, we invite you to text the word NEW to 305-573-9191 so that we can get to know you a little bit more. So that we all remember what it is that really brought us to be part of this spiritual community. Let us speak the core values of Unity on the Bay together. Diversity, generosity, gratitude, integrity, love, spirit-led, and wisdom. And those core values show up individually and collectively as a whole at Unity on the Bay. And it is emerging as we also are open to our new home, our new facility. So together, let us speak our Building Our Future affirmation. We give thanks that Unity on the Bay's right and perfect home is manifesting under the guidance of God. Some people know why that sly smile is in my face right now. Well, I wanted to share with you that our service today is dedicated to Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And so just know as we move into this time of prayer that if you or somebody that you love and care for is moving through that experience, we recognize the healing nature of this moment and we see your truth. With that, let's just take a deep breath. Just recognize that we have been brought together by divine appointment, that in this very moment, we are allowing our hearts to expand and to really envelop all of this that we are experiencing here and now, which is a deepening understanding of the ways in which God moves through and as us. A deepened understanding of the ways in which peace, love, prosperity, and abundance are already ours as we claim it. a deeper understanding that together, as a community, we are allowing all that God is to become even more manifested in the world. And so how great it is that we have come to this understanding, how great it is that we have come to be part of this community, and how great it is to know fully how great is our God. So it is as we let it be. Amen and amen.
Good morning, Unity on the Bay. It's great to be here with all of you out there. And as always, Anthony Alvarez and I are here. I'm Dale Stein. And we also have with us this morning George Tandy. And we want to welcome back the dear, wonderful, and amazingly talented Lenora J.
Wonderful to be here with you today. Thank you so much, Dale. The splendor of the sea rolls in majesty. Let all the earth rejoice. Let all the earth rejoice. We wrap ourselves in light. From dark, no need to hide. We worship with one voice. We worship with one voice. How great is our God. Sing with me, how great is our God. For all to see how great is our God. Age to age we stand, and time is in our hands, beginning and the end, beginning and the end. The Godhead three in one, Father, Mother, us, the Lion and the Lamb, the Lion and the Lamb. How great and all will see how great
Incredible, incredible. Thank you very much, George. I love having you here. Anthony, Dale. But Miss Lenora, wow. Amazing, amazing. It was like vegan butter, Dale. It
Right.
was like vegan butter.
Thank you for that.
And did you see her beautiful heels? I'm blown away, mind blown. Oh, you like my
Faye
heels
is a
too?
shoe woman, we know that.
I love shoes. I love you guys. I love Unity on the Bay. I love you, Dale. I've had too much coffee. It is now time for our daily word, and our daily word today is being read by Miss Wendy Unger. And Wendy's a longtime congregant. She's a cancer survivor and founder of Wendy's Angels. And Wendy's Angels is a wonderful organization that supports women going through breast and ovarian cancer. I love Wendy. During our Christmas time when we have our PJ service, she always has the best pajamas ever. Anyway, so take it away, Miss Wendy.
Good morning, this is Wendy Shapira from beautiful Miami Beach. Today's daily word is fearless. I am fearless as I live authentically. In the past, I may have hidden my inner light, afraid to be myself. I may have tried to please others by conforming to someone else's idea of who I should be. I may have shrunk from an aspiration, fearing that I would fail in pursuit of my goal. I may have doubted the divine perfection at the core of my spiritual self, identifying with my perceived flaws and feeling small and inadequate. Today, I make a choice. I choose to live fearlessly, drawing upon my faith to believe in myself, my imagination to envision my best life, and my understanding to know my divinity. Bold and brave, I am fearless as I live my life authentically, pursue my dreams, and express my divine nature. Be strong and bold, have no fear or dread, because it is the Lord your God who goes with you. He will not fail you or forsake you. Deuteronomy 31:6.
Thank you, Wendy. I love her. She's amazing. So we've got a special treat for you guys, like I told you. Every week, Reverend Juan prepares a special meditation for SpiritGroups, and today we're going to share that. We're going to share this week's with you. But I also want to remind you that if you have any prayer intentions at all that you'd like to submit, you can do so in the comment section right down there, or you can go to unityonthebay.org/prayer, and every single prayer intention will be answered. Okay? So. Before that, we're going to have a song by Dale and Anthony, and we're going to put the lyrics up on the screen for you so you can follow along.
Make me a channel of your peace. Where there is hatred, let me bring your love. Where there is injury, your pardon, Lord. And where there's doubt, true faith in you. Make me a channel of your peace. Where there's despair in life, let me bring hope. Where there is darkness, only light. And where there's sadness, ever joy. Oh God, grant that I may never seek so much to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, to be loved as to love with all my soul. Make me a channel of your peace. Where there is hatred, let me bring your love. Where there is injury, your pardon, Lord. And where there's doubt, true faith in you.
And so with that, I invite you to sit comfortably, feel yourself supported by the floor, as you have your feet on the floor or feel yourself supported by the chair. Begin to relax into this moment and close your eyes. You may roll your shoulders back and lengthen your spine. And take a deep breath in and hold it. Then on the exhale, release. Take another deep breath in, honoring all that you have been holding on to. And on the exhale, release it. Continue to breathe long and deep throughout the rest of this meditation. Allowing with each breath to move deeper into the truth of this experience. And feel safe in this moment. Imagine yourself sitting comfortably in a safe space that you love. See yourself there and at ease. Now settle into this space and know that you are being held, protected, and supported in this moment. You are being cradled by the universe, by this God energy, by the divinity within you. Held, lifted up, supported, and loved. And allow yourself, as you do feel safe, to bring to mind an area in your life where you may be feeling controlling, where you may be experiencing yourself as trying to control the situation, being stressed or having anxiety about it. And allow yourself to feel whatever feelings arise when you focus your attention on this situation. No right or wrong. Honor what comes up for you and continue to breathe deep and long. Now, in your mind's eye, begin to hold a vision of a small golden basket placed in front of you. This basket is illuminated from the inside out. It feels sacred and holy. And when you're ready, gently place the area of your life that you've been controlling into the basket. Offer it up. Surrender it fully. Know that here and now, you're able to release that control. And set the intention now to fully release the need to control. Allowing the universe to take over, allowing that wisdom within you and as you to take over and allow you to feel lighter in this experience of releasing, in this experience of surrendering. Now take a deep breath. Honor your devotion to surrendering. And now bring your focus and attention from the small basket, golden basket, to your back. And feel on your back this warm, glowing light that is loving on you, that is reminding you that you are in fact here and now being held. this warm light that reminds you that the universe indeed has your back, that God's presence is present. And now feel as this beautiful, glowing light moves through you and envelops this golden basket in front of you. Feel the healing taking place and feel as the golden basket is uplifted. Feel now yourself lighter and freer as you see that this glowing warm light has taken that small golden basket into the nothingness from which it came. You have released it to the universe. It is being taken care of. Now let us just sit in the stillness for a few moments, allowing a new relaxed energy to settle in, an energy of trust and faith, an energy of knowing, affirming, and feeling into the truth that we are being guided, that we are being inspired into a deeper understanding of our truth, of that which we have come here to be, to express. Take a deep breath and be still. We give thanks here and now for this moment of clarity, for this understanding, and for the ways in which here, in this very moment, we feel whole, complete, and filled with an awareness of the divinity that we are. So it is, as we let it be. Amen and amen.
I should ever lose sight of you, please find a way to open my eyes again. I fell into a heavy dreaming a long time ago. God only knows the kind of shape it got me in, and precious are the hands that gathered all of the pieces, and perfect is the love that made me whole again. You are my oasis of love in a world of make-believe. desert and the darkness is where I abide. Something else was moving me to find the other side. When I saw the pure love that poured from your eyes, gratitude of the ecstasy was burning me inside, and precious are the tears that fall in the name of true love. And priceless is the heart whose door is open. You are my oasis of love in a world of make-believe. Fantasy, oasis of love, draw me nearer. You are my oasis of love in a world of make-believe. Fantasy, oasis of love, draw me nearer.
That was beautiful. As I was listening to those words, the oasis of love, I recognized just how much I want to just lean into that energy, especially with what is going on in the world around me. How nice it is to be able to recognize that there is that oasis of love that is God in our lives, that is within us, so that we can rest in it as we look at what it is for us to do. Now, I want to share with you, as I've been just sort of with the work of Gabby Bernstein in The Universe Has Your Back, I've been really conscious of how the messages from the book itself are sort of living out in my life. And it's just so interesting because one of the themes that I want to share with you today is about the detours. And it just so happened that this week alone, I took 2 wrong turns, at least that I'm aware of. And the first one was I was heading back home, and I turned on a street before the one that I normally turn on, and I kind of beat myself over it. I'm like, oh, why am I doing it this way? And I kept going, and all of a sudden I see this van, one of those dog grooming vans that they have going around now. And I saw it, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. And I kept going, and then I was like, wait a minute. That's exactly what I need. So I made a U-turn, went back to it, got the phone number, called them. They were there the next day. The second wrong turn I took this week was just yesterday. So I woke up with sewage issues all over my house, and I was cleaning it for like an hour and a half. And so I decided that I wanted to go to Publix and get a little bit more of the liquid that you pour down the drain, right? The Drano. And as I'm heading over to Publix, which is just a few blocks away, and I make that drive once or twice a week, I turned on a street that I never turn on 1 week before the one I normally do. And I go into it, and all of a sudden there is this truck, this septic tank cleanup truck, right there in front of me. And so I stopped. I talked to the gentleman, and he was actually at my house just a few hours later to fix my septic tank and get all that taken care of, right? And it's just really interesting to me that as I was really trying to prep myself to share with you about being open to the detours that our lives gives us, that here were these two detours, these two signs that I received, that in every turn that we make, whether we think it's right or wrong, there is a resource in there for us. I even joked with the septic tank guy. He said, well, you're the second wrong turn I make. I can't wait to turn the wrong way a third time and see what shows up in my life. And we laughed. And, as I was laughing with him, I just thought, wow, if I could only have this experience of joy and laughter, no matter which turn I make, could I remember just how open and receptive I was to the resources that come to me when I do make a wrong turn. And I sat with that. It made me realize no matter what turns we're making in our lives, there is always something that we can receive from it. There is always something that we can use to lean on when we are willing to accept it, right? And so our work really is to just, from my perspective, be intentional about what it is that we want to receive, be intentional about what it is that we want to experience any turn in our lives that we make. And so I have to tell you, I am feeling that flow in my personal life like you wouldn't believe. And at the same time, as I was putting together this talk, I realized the places where I'm not feeling that same kind of energy driving me is sort of when I look out into the world and I see all the different things that are happening in our community. I'm not as expectant of the good that comes from each turn that we make. And I sit with that and I realize that there's lots going on, whether it's politics, racial inequality. There's just a lot of heaviness that I'm experiencing outside of myself when I look at that. And I recognize that by no coincidence, I do that. And then all of a sudden I open up the pages of a book that I was using as a resource for today's talk. And I find a quote by Jim Rosemergy, a Unity minister who's been to Unity on the Bay before, and he says, "The things of the outer world give us pleasure, but such pleasure fades away. Knowing God brings a joy that is full." And that makes me pause and realize that I can find joy, I can find purpose in the things that are happening in the world around me. That there is an openness within me to experience a certain level of joy in knowing God more fully through my experiences. I may not like what is going on around me, but that doesn't keep me from fully recognizing that it is an opportunity to know myself and to know God more fully, and that in itself can bring me a sense of peace and a sense of joy as I look out and see what it is for me to do. And so when I look out into the world, I actually see resilience. I see the ways in which we are in this moment cultivating a deep strength, a deep faith. I actually am able to see out into the world and know that there is this great awakening taking place and that we are building our muscles to be able to push it through, to allow it to emerge in a greater way. And so then I remember that famous, or maybe it's now infamous, Charles Fillmore quote. "I fairly sizzle with zeal and enthusiasm and spring forth with a mighty faith to do the things that ought to be done by me today." And so maybe it isn't a sizzle and a zeal about the current state of affairs, but it definitely is a sizzle and enthusiasm for being able to just even recognize in the midst of it all that I can have peace, that I can find joy and love in deeper ways, and that I can find those things within myself. And that then leads me to remember from Lessons in Truth, Emily Cady, one of the founding voices, really, of the Unity philosophy, where she says, "No person or thing in the universe, no chain of circumstances can by any possibility, interpose itself between you and all joy, all good. And so as I remembered those truths, I began to feel a greater sense of peace. I began to feel a greater sense of joy and enthusiasm. And I remembered my first Sunday that I got to speak, my first Sunday talk that I gave, and something came up for me, and I just called it the friendly universe rule. And it said this: you give the universe an inch, and you're going to receive a mile. The tiniest opening for possibility returns so much for us and from the universe into our lives. And I think that's one of the things that Gabby Bernstein is inviting us into in her book, to just recognize that the universe has our back, that as we become just even a tiny bit more open to seeing that, to seeing the ways in which nothing and no one is truly against us, the more we will feel it in expanded ways. And so Gabby says, when you get psyched about something and leave from a place of joy, immediately the universe starts to show you the way. You have the power to align with whatever it is you want to see. Now, I hear that, I remember all these truths, and yet I choose differently sometimes, right? I choose to build a story about what is going on and how it is wrong. And as Gabby also says, the story we build up is what brings us down. And I really sit with that, because there have been moments where I have, in the last few weeks especially, been feeling pretty down, pretty low. And so then it's an opportunity for me to question what it is that I'm believing in order to create this story that continues to give me reasons why I should be down. And how can I change my story? It isn't about being blind to what is going on in the world, but it is about maybe having a greater view of what is going on. Because it made me realize, right, like if I am only seeing one particular side of a story, I am blind to the other ways in which that story may be showing up for other people. I am blind to seeing other things that may be happening in that same story itself, the same experience. And so how can I be more open to seeing all the experiences from the different storylines? And how could I choose a storyline that, yes, is aware of the things that are going on around me, and yes, calls into the source of my being to be more empowered, to feel joy, to bring joy, to feel peace, to bring peace into the world. And so that's what I invite you to look at. How is it that your story is bringing you down? And is there a way that you can change your story so that you can feel empowered to be the change, to be the expression of good in the world? Maria Namath, who's this wonderful teacher, she has this great book called The Energy of Money. In it, she talks about how, we can leak money through like small unconscious expenses, right? And so just like that, we can also lose physical energy with small unconscious expenditures of fear and worry. And that we have to have a watchful eye, an attentive eye, so that we can look at the ways in which our energy is leaking, so that we may be able to stop the drain of that energy and patch it up. For me, I'm being invited to look at my stories so that I can patch up the stories, and I am able to be intentional about the ways in which I want to experience myself within the experiences. And that truly is the first step in claiming our power, reclaiming our power. Because that's what it's about, knowing that within us is the ability to not only know God more fully, but to express God more fully. I can be empowered to be the expression of God, to allow this Christhood that I am, whatever you call it, the Buddha nature, the divinity within me, within you, to be more fully known by others. And so that is the first step, to be able to be intentional about how you want to see your experiences. Be determined to see with the eyes of love, says Gabby Bernstein. Once you have made that choice to see through the eyes of love, she then invites us to let our feelings navigate our path. And so the reality is that our feelings are already navigating our paths. Our feelings that are bringing us down, for sure, are continuing to support our path towards feeling down. The moment that we are able to identify what is it that we want to feel. So I'm feeling down, I'm feeling anxiety, I'm feeling fear in this moment. Well, what is it that I do want to feel? I want to feel love. I want to feel hope. I want to feel faithful. I want to be faith-filled. The moment that we identify it and we claim it, we start being pulled by it to a different maybe step along the way, a different journey. And to be able to know that we are on the right journey, I love that Gabby invites us to ask for a sign. Just ask for a sign, like universe, loving universe that is working for my good, show me that I'm on the right path. And she's very clear about being specific. So I have to tell you, this morning when I was putting together the service, I decided there's something that I've been needing to sort of reimagine for myself. And so I decided to be very clear about the sign that I want to see in the next few days to know that it is for me to do. So ask for clear signs. And the fourth one is to really turn it over to the universe and to be patient, because those signs may take a while to show up, right? The path may become clear only after a short while or a longer while. And we have to really recognize when we're becoming impatient. As I was thinking about this morning, I realized one of the things that I actually am trying to teach our son Lucas is patience, because he can be very impatient. Let me tell you, there is nothing more impatient than me when I'm trying to teach my son patience. I lose it. And so I really am sitting with, where does that impatience come from? A lot of times that is really just a desire to control. It is a lack in my experience, for me, at least in that experience, a lack of faith that he'll get it. A lack of faith that I'm doing it the right way. A lack of faith, right? And so I have to take a step back and just trust. Trust the process, trust the experience, trust the ways in which I'm showing up, which is really the way in which the universe is showing up through me. And then the fifth step that Gabby gives us is to welcome creative possibilities. And for me, that can be scary. Because if they don't follow a particular process or a particular path, I just get a little anxiety over it, because I do like to have a sense of control. But then I think about the ways in which there is point A and point B, and so many different ways of getting to point B. And if you're like me, we now have our GPS systems on our phones when we're driving, and I'm on Waze. And yes, sometimes it is from point A to point B, the same path that we've always taken, or a straight line. But sometimes the GPS changes, right? Like sometimes you're going one way and all of a sudden it tells you, actually, you're going to want to go this way instead. And at those times, I find that I don't question it. I just follow that GPS system as trusted for knowing the best way to get there. But in my life, when there is a detour, I do question it. I don't trust it as much. What if I can start looking at my experiences and my own path in the same way with that GPS system? And that GPS system being the universe itself. It is telling me maybe it'll take a little bit longer, but you won't be in as much traffic. There won't be as much busyness in it. Maybe it'll be a longer distance, but you'll get there quicker, whatever it may be. And so to be open to trusting that, to really have faith that the universe knows, and that that divine intelligence is showing up through that experience. And in that way, obstacles and detours really are pointing us in the right direction. We can allow the universe, that GPS, to redirect our path. And I sit with knowing that I, one, want to continue to be on my personal path, and two, there are ways in which I want the redirection of the path that our communities, that our countries are taking to take place. Now, some of you may remember this story that I've shared before. It was a little bit of a detour that I took. I was in the process of purchasing my first home, and I went into this program for first-time home buyers. Everything was set. I was already told which programs I would be allowed to go into. I was going to get all these different kinds of support towards the purchasing of my new home. And I was supposed to show up on a Monday with the additional paperwork that they required, and we would all be settled, and I could start looking for a home. Well, the weekend, right before that Monday, all of a sudden, I started getting all these credit cards that have been opened up in my name. And it was like, I can't remember if it was like $11,000 in 12 credit cards or $12,000 in 11 credit cards. But the thing was, my identity was stolen. And so I show up on Monday and I just let them know what happened. And they said, I'm sorry, but this is a detour. You're going to have to take care of that before we can approve you into the programs to purchase your home. So I had to clean that up. It took me a couple of months, but then I showed up to the office again, and lo and behold, the woman that was helping me just said, well, thank God this happened, that you had this detour, because last week a new program showed up. We are literally going to gift you $30,000 towards the purchase of your new home. You will never have to pay that money back at all. It is free money. So that detour, which I did trust at that moment, really brought a deeper sense of abundance into my life, really allowed me to recognize the ways in which I could trust God in deeper, prosperous ways. And that was a miracle. But we're miracle makers. We are here to experience miracle after miracle. So let us have a miracle mindset and expect our good. Maybe we don't know fully how it's going to show up. Maybe there are going to be detours along the way, but we can still trust the universe as our ultimate GPS. And we can still take back our own power to feel empowered to be the change that we want to see. So yes, I can see that there are many obstacles or maybe detours that are being taken place, and there may be some additional detours that we'll have to take. I can trust that the point B, where we are heading, is to experience God more fully. And maybe we may even recognize that the point B that we had put into the GPS wasn't even where we really wanted to go. Yes, to a new home. Yes, to a loving relationship. But overall, it was yes, to know ourselves as divine, to know that the universe had our back. I leave you with this quote from Charles Fillmore. I refuse to be anxious about tomorrow or even the next minute. I know that God does provide for the fulfillment of God's divine idea. And I am that divine idea. You are a divine idea in the mind of God. Know that the universe has your back. Let go of the fear. Move into an experience of faith. Our destinies are to be fulfilled. Thank you and have a beautiful day.
What a wonderful message. Wow. Our God is an awesome God, you know, and Reverend Juan and Reverend Chris are on my gratitude list like all the time, just to let you guys know. We are so blessed to have them. Okay, did you get what you needed to hear today? You. Yes, I'm talking to you. Yeah. Why are you looking around? I'm talking to you. Okay, I got what I needed to. Okay, what did I write down? You give the universe an inch and you'll receive a mile. That's fabulous, right? We're miracle makers. That's fabulous. Trust the universe as our ultimate GPS. Look, that's all for your Facebook post for today, okay? Just make sure that you give Reverend Juan some credit. And me if you want. Reverend Juan, more important. All right. We're so blessed to belong to this incredible spiritual community and to be spiritually fed every Sunday. We especially appreciate you during these hard times. Our Sunday celebrations are the primary ways in which we're financially supported. We're continuing to be mindful and serve as good stewards of all we have and all we receive, while we provide the necessary programming to support you, our spiritual community. Your giving is made simple through text giving, or you can go to our website, unityonthebay.org. If you want to give via text, just text UOTB to 73256. That's UOTB to 73256. You set that up once, it's easy peasy, okay? We'll put all that information on the screen for you. Now, hold your phone or your hand to your heart, and we'll bless these gifts together. Divine love, that I am. Blessed is all that I give and all that I receive. It's time for the kiddies. Bring the kids on up. Bring the kids on up. Hi, kids. We miss you guys. We will all be together soon. You will be pulling on my dress soon enough. Stealing my microphone, I know. I see you, Evan. Big, 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 big hugs going out to Lucas and Garth, Amari, Nikki, Luca, Brandon, Johnny, Ali. I see you, little girl. We miss you guys. All right, let's bless the children together. Let's get those hands ready. Children, we love you. We bless you.
We appreciate you.
We behold the Christ in you, and we see you doing great things. So we mentioned earlier that our Kids Zone now meets online during our 9:30 and 11:15 a.m. services. So if you're wanting your child to learn spiritual principles and get inspired at the same time that you are watching service, visit our website to learn more about the Kids Zone. If you're watching us for the first or second time, we'd love to get to know you better. So text NEW to 305-573-9191. That's NEW to 305-573-9191. If you'd like us to pray with you, we'll put the links in the comment section with all the information that you need to send in your prayer intention. And now Dale will lead us in the prayer for protection.
The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Thank you all so much for being with us today. Now please join your hands and stand up wherever you are and sing with us the peace song. Have an amazing day.